Khalid and my student ID is azz3628. Today I'm going to do my presentation on accounting for income tax of West Farmers. Firstly, the introduction. As West Farmers is a well-renowned company Australia-wide and they do retail business. They are also registered with Australian Stock Exchange. And the main reason for carrying a practical analysis of an actual organization for tax purpose is the fact that by carrying out practical analysis and solving practical case studies, the knowledge and the experience which is extracted from the exercise is much more, which means that by choosing an actual company, we can do a better analysis by analyzing their financial reports, their income statements, and their expenses, and how do they pay their taxes. In this report, I will also discuss numerous concepts which will be followed by income statements, taxes, and why organization use these functions. This is also described in this report. Explanation of some related concepts. Firstly, accounting profit, which is simply a company earns a profit in a year, which is known as an accounting profit, taxable profit, a profit which is calculated by an organization in order to pay the tax, to pay the taxes, is called taxable profit. Later on, temporary differences, incomes and spendings are recorded by the following: the standards of accounting carrying the differences from the income and expenses that are recorded by organization according to the laws of taxation in order to calculate the taxation expenses. Another important aspect is taxable temporary differences. The differences that arise because of the differences between taxable income and accounting income, which is called taxable temporary differences. Another important point is deductible temporary differences. The differences that arise between taxable income and accounting income is known as taxable temporary differences. Another most important aspect of this project is deferred tax asset, which is quite simple. If we explain it in simple word, it means that the tax paying by an organization has given more tax than the tax which is calculated on the basis of the income of an accounting, whereas vice versa in liabilities, deferred tax liability, which means that the tax paying organization has given less tax than the tax which is calculated on the basis of income of an accounting. Tax expenses in the latest financial statement of West Farmers. Uh, in this statement, we will discuss how much West Farmers have paid their taxes in the year ending 2019 and in 2018. By the year 2019, they have paid around $859 million, and by the year ending 2018, they have paid around $725 million in form of tax expenses. As I discussed in the previous statement, how much they have paid their taxes, it is 859 and 725. Why the tax expenses and tax calculated by applying rate on the accounting income are different. The reason for the differences between the two is that there are temporary differences and deductible differences arises in the calculation of income taxation expenses, and due to these differences the accounting income and spending and the taxable income and spending are not equal. Deferred tax assets and deferred tax liabilities recorded in the financial of West Farmers. Deferred tax assets they had in the year ending to 2019 was around 795 million, and in the year 2018 it was much more, like it was like 1365. Less deferred tax liabilities, which is around $601 million, which gives us net profit. Deferred tax asset, which is around $195 million, and in the year 2018, which was around $692 million for West farmers. Current tax assets and income tax payable as recorded in the financial of West Farmers. West Farmers Limited has no recorded current tax assets and its balance sheet, but West Farmers does have recorded income tax payables. Below are these items. Income tax payable is around $222 million in the year ending 2019, which was $299 million in the year ending 2018, whereas the income tax expenses were $859 million, as we discussed before, and in the year 2018 it was around $725 million. Income tax expenses and income tax paid record in the financials of West Farmers. Income tax expenses was around $859 million, and $725 million income tax payments was around $1,082 million in the year ending 2019, and by the year ending 2018 it is around $1,308 million. Now I will talk about temporary differences versus permanent differences, which is quite similar, which is quite easy to explain. In which aspect it is being explained that the accounting expenses is dissimilar from the taxation expenses. The differences between the temporary, firstly, the permanent difference. The difference between temporary differences and permanent differences is that the permanent differences are neither eliminated nor reconciled in the coming year, which is vice versa with the temporary differences, which can be changed in the coming years. In concluding mark, I will talk about insights obtained, and the most interesting part of the report is that taxation disclosure is the first thing which I have evaluated, and the discoveries made due to this made me to know that how an organization has given the disclosure and how these disclosures has made related